Alberta's cattle country lost $13 million to predators last year. 3,500 animals were gone overnight. While outsiders debate ethics, ranchers here face a blunt reality. Strict rules now govern how they fight back, and even the best hunters risk serious injury. So how do Canadians really protect their herds? And does anyone actually win against nature's growing wolf packs? Let us break open the numbers and start at ground level. A rancher's ledger tells the story in numbers, not words. In Alberta, 2023 ended with 3,500 head of livestock gone. Calves, sheep, and goats were wiped out in the dark hours before dawn. Each animal lost is a line of red ink on a balance sheet, a month's worth of feed, vaccinations, and hope erased in a single night. The tally is not just personal, it is provincial. $13 million vanished from Alberta's rural economy last year, a sum that ripples through small towns and supply chains. Feed stores close early, truck payments fall behind. Families weigh the cost of another season against the risk of losing everything. For every animal taken, there is a ripple effect. A missing calf means one less animal at auction, one less check to pay the feed mill, one more reason to consider selling the land. The loss does not stop at the fence line. Insurance rarely covers full value, and government compensation, when it comes, is slow and partial. Some ranchers stop counting because the math never adds up. Others keep every receipt, every photograph, every official report, proof for the next claim or the next argument with a bureaucrat who has never walked a frozen pasture at dawn. When a wolf pack claims a field, the cost is not just meat and hide. It is broken breeding cycles, scattered herds, and the slow bleed of generational knowledge. Young families leave for steadier work. Elders talk about the old days, when a bad year meant drought or blizzard, not predators with the run of the land. Across Alberta and British Columbia, county budgets reflect the reality. Predator losses are no longer isolated tragedies. They are a threat to the survival of rural economies, and every dollar lost is a warning that the balance between nature and livelihood is tipping. Permits for wolf hunting in Alberta and British Columbia are issued with precision, not as a blank check but as a contract. Provincial regulators lay out the rules in black and white. Before a hunter ever sights a wolf, they must pass firearm safety training, complete wildlife management exams, and prove they know the difference between a clean shot and a careless one. The law sets the minimum age at 18 or 16 with strict adult supervision. Each licensed hunter faces a quota, no more than 7 to 10 wolves per season. Every kill is logged, every shot accounted for. A veteran hunter in the Peace Country checks his bolt-action .308 Winchester before dawn. The .30-06 Springfield is just as common, both rifles chosen for their power and reach, able to drop a wolf at 200 yards. The best hunters know their limits. Provincial guidelines recommend shots between 150 and 250 yards, where accuracy is highest and suffering is least. Longer shots are legal, but discouraged, because a wounded wolf can vanish into the timber, never to be found. Daytime hunts are a test of patience. Wolves rarely show themselves twice. Hunters wait, sometimes for hours, glassing the tree line through scopes, reading the wind, watching for a flicker of movement. Camouflage is standard, but so is discipline. A missed shot is more than a lost opportunity. It is a lesson, sometimes a regret. Hunters carry predator calls, wind meters, and field journals. They log every detail for the provincial authorities, knowing that one mistake can cost them their license and a $9,000 fine. Even with all the training and caution, risk is part of the job. 6 to 8 hunters are injured each year in Western Canada, some from firearm mishaps, others from falls or sudden encounters with wolves that circle back. No fatalities in recent memory, but every veteran knows the stories. The rules are strict, but the wolves are stricter. Out here, skill and respect are the only things that keep a hunter's name off the accident reports. Midnight is when the real work begins. In the silence between 1 and 4 in the morning, headlights cut across frosted fields and the breath of livestock hangs in the air. This is the predation window, when wolves are boldest, and when farmers are forced to become sentinels. A rancher in the foothills checks traps by the glow of a headlamp, boots crunching on snow. He is not alone. Across Alberta and British Columbia, hundreds of farmers and hunters are on patrol, some armed with thermal scopes, others with nothing but a flashlight and a battered notebook. The risk is higher, but so is the reward. Night hunts are twice as successful as those in daylight. Wolves, confident in the dark, make mistakes. Hunters wait on the edge of tree lines, watching screens flicker with heat signatures, a tail, a moving ear, a breath curling in the cold. Every movement is a calculation. One wrong step, and the wolves vanish. One right step, and an entire herd is saved. But vigilance comes at a price. No one sleeps deeply during these months. Farmers rotate shifts with their children, spouses, or hired hands. They check fences, scan for tracks, and listen for the warning cries of guardian dogs. Some use drones with infrared cameras, mapping the night for any sign of movement. Others rely on old habits, placing traps along worn game trails, baited with scraps or scent lures. In 2022, 4,800 wolves were trapped in the provinces, more than half of all removals from high-risk areas. Each trap is checked daily, by law, but every catch brings a fresh wave of debate. Animal rights groups call the practice cruel. Ranchers, staring at the remains of a lamb or calf, argue it is a necessity. The line between defense and suffering blurs in the dark. One rancher, standing over a sprung trap, shakes his head. People in the city think we are heartless. They have never seen what a wolf leaves behind. For him, and for many, the real cruelty is letting his animals die without a fight. The night presses on, each hour a contest between ancient instinct and modern desperation. Out here, every tool, rifle, trap, or flashlight is a lifeline. The ethical arguments do not end when the sun comes up. They just wait for nightfall, when the stakes return with the howl of a distant pack. British Columbia's solution is measured in flight hours and spent casings. Since 2015, the province has spent over $10 million on a wolf call that operates far above the tree line, where helicopters sweep the snowfields and rifle shots echo off the mountains. Aerial teams have killed more than 2,190 wolves in the name of caribou recovery. The method is direct. Wolves are spotted from the air, then shot by trained contractors, sometimes after being led to the rest of the pack by a single Judas-collared wolf. The collared animal lives and is tracked again and again, its movements betraying the location of every survivor until the pack is gone. On the ground, the numbers are staggering, but the stories are personal. The Lambrecht Ranch near Pincher Creek lost 27 sheep in a single night, the field scattered with bodies before sunrise. The rancher's voice shakes as he recounts the aftermath. A lifetime of breeding and care ended in hours. He called in every favor, every friend, but the damage was done. Compensation forms offer little comfort. The loss is measured in more than dollars. It is the silence in the barn, the empty pasture, the questions from children who grew up naming every lamb. Local fallout is sharp and immediate. Some ranchers support the cull, desperate for relief. Others watch helicopters pass overhead and wonder if the next shot will solve anything at all. Indigenous trackers, Cree and Métis, bring generations of knowledge to the search, reading prints in the snow and following trails invisible to most. Their success is measured not just in wolves removed, but in respect for balance, for the land, and for the animals themselves. Yet even their expertise is caught in the crossfire of policy and protest as government contracts and traditional methods collide. In the towns and on the reserves, debate runs hot. Provincial officials defend the cost and the science. Conservation groups gather evidence, file lawsuits, and demand transparency. No one leaves untouched. The cull is a blunt tool, wielded in the hope of saving one species by sacrificing another. The ethical questions linger, unanswered, as the choppers return to base and the fields grow quiet again. In 2022, 4,800 wolves were trapped, more than half of the total wolves removed from high-risk areas. Those numbers matter, and so do the faces behind them. Families on both sides of the issue carry scars and convictions. The policies meant to protect a fragile caribou population have stretched communities, tested relationships, and forced people to ask what it means to live with predators on the land. The fight is practical and emotional at once. Some see a necessary intervention to save a threatened species. Others see a refusal to address deeper causes, like habitat loss and industrial development. The helicopters and the traps are visible responses. The underlying tensions are less visible, but no less real. For now, the machines and the trackers continue their work. Costs are paid, contracts are signed, lawsuits move through the courts, and people try to rebuild what was lost. The question remains: how do we keep ecosystems intact while protecting the livelihoods of those who live closest to the land? The answer is complicated, and the debate will continue long after a single season ends. Right now, predator numbers in Western Canada are still rising, and with climate shifts and habitat loss, the pressure on rural communities only grows. For every solution, a new challenge emerges. The balance between survival and stewardship isn't just a debate here, it's a daily reality. Share your perspective below.